Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. I'm Judy Zelina. Joining us on our program today, we have State Representative Ryan Bizzarro. And Ryan serves the 3rd Legislative District in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today and inviting me here.
We've been trying to do this.
We have.
But between your schedule and my schedule, so today we're making it happen.
It's happening today, one way or the other.
That's right. You know, I am so excited, Ryan. We're going to be talking about the different bills and programs that you've got in the works. But before we do that, would you tell our viewers what districts you do serve throughout Erie County?
Well, I represent the 3rd Legislative District here in Erie County. Currently, right now, it's Millcreek, McCain, Waterford, and Franklin Township. With redistricting, which I'll be running in the new district currently, it'll be Millcreek, McCain, and a Washington Township and Edinboro. And I'll lose the portion of Fairview, I'll lose the portion of Waterford and Franklin Township. So I'll literally be from the top of the county to the bottom, a straight shot.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to representing the new people of the 3rd District.
Now, is this going to increase your constituents, or is it going to be about the same amount?
Well, it actually roughly be around the same amount. We will gain some more due to us picking up a college and a university. We'll be gaining Edinboro University, so we'll be picking up some more there. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to serving these people to the best of my ability.
It is a large district. With us living in Millcreek, I can tell you most of our Millcreek residents think, oh, you just serve Millcreek. But no, it goes a lot further than that.
It goes a lot further.
I also wanted to mention, too, to our viewers that Ryan, you were appointed to 4. At first I thought it was 3, but this busy guy, it is 4 significant standing committees. Can you tell our viewers what those are?
I recently just got appointed to the Insurance Committee. That usually is a committee that you get based on seniority, and I was fortunate enough for the party leaders to put me on that committee. So now I'm on the Insurance Committee, I'm on Aging Older Adult Services, I'm on Gaming Oversight, and I'm on Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness. That's a mouthful, and I'm actually the secretary of that committee.
Are you really?
Yes.
Good for you.
So.
You know, like I said, you have really been busy, and I know this year in June, you've had many pieces of legislation up for discussion. Can you tell us about some of that?
Sure. Well, the first bill, I'm working on several projects right now, but in June I had 2 bills come out of the House in one day. That has never happened in recent history. So let alone a Democrat in the minority having 2 bills come out of the House was something that none of us expected, not even myself. So I was very pleased about that. The first bill is it's House Bill 1159, and that establishes a public-private partnership with PennDOT and the DMV. It's where third-party organizations such as Erie, it would be Transportation Solutions, they would be able to administer the driving test for minimal fee. Now, I did this. It took a little bit of time to get the right language in effect because whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure that no current employees would lose their job from the DMV and that nobody would be transferred due to this becoming law. Is what we have. The reason why we came up with this bill is because there's currently a 6 to 11 week backlog in order to take your driving test. That's unacceptable. And the people in Erie County have to drive to Meadville, they're going to Warren to take their test, and they're still waiting a long period of time.
Really?
We have got to address the problem, so I worked with my colleagues, came up with a bill, had a lot of co-sponsors from both sides of the aisle, and we were able to make it happen, and now it's currently in the Senate and the Transportation Committee. The second bill is House Bill 2007, and that deals with tightening up the law when it comes to a power of attorneys. Right now, there's really nothing in our law that states you can't rip somebody off, essentially, for when you're their power of attorney. This tightens it up. It makes it much more clear that there are guidelines or sentencing guidelines for if you abuse your power as a power of attorney, that there will be consequences. It depicts a clear picture of exactly your responsibility and how you have to put the person and the individual first.
And I think that's very important, Ryan, because you do a lot of work with seniors, and I also work with seniors at the Township building. And it is true, there is so much misuse of power of attorney and elder abuse.
Right.
With this, so I'm glad to see that you're implementing something and making it not as easy for
Right.
some to take advantage of our seniors.
Well, this has been a problem for many years.
Yes, it
As
has.
many people know, I started my professional career in the district attorney's office. I was the victim witness coordinator and advocate, so I've worked with many seniors throughout the years on trying, protecting them and trying to do what's right for them. And this was common sense legislation that I think is long overdue, and I'm glad that we were able to establish this. And again, this is it came off the House floor, and now it's currently in the Judiciary Committee in the Senate. So we're waiting for it to come out of there and be voted on the Senate floor, and then hopefully to the governor's desk and passed into law.
Good for you.
I'm working on another project with a bill with State Senator Rob Teplitz. He represents, he's a senator in the Harrisburg area.
Okay.
And we are working together to establish a statewide veterans court. Pennsylvania has the 5th largest veteran population in the nation. It's only getting larger. And currently our judicial system does not have an effective way of sentencing veterans who have PTSD. So Senator Teplitz and I got together and really hammered out a really responsible and common sense bill that would put those guidelines into effect and really not only treat the veteran, but actually bring the family into the process too of treatment. Because a lot of people, they forget that, yes, the veterans has their problem, but their families are also affected. So we have a nice comprehensive plan that addresses not only the veterans' needs, but the families' needs as well.
Now, Ryan, is this something that was brought to your attention because you are on, I mentioned that you work with the
I am on Veterans
the
Affairs.
veterans, right? The veterans. Is it the Veterans Affairs?
Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness Committee. Yes,
Okay.
this I've been talking with veterans all over the state, and this is something that they want to see happen, and they're waiting for it to happen. This piece of legislation that Senator Teplitz and I have established, it's at no additional cost to the taxpayer. We can set up the courts through the existing structures that each county have, and we're each actually. For the smaller counties, we're willing to do a tri-county partnership where they could collectively work together, the judges can, and establish their own courts.
I also know, too, and I would like to let our viewers to know, I'm not sure if they're aware of the fact that you are very, very sensitive to the needs of the veterans. In fact, in your office, you have set aside, I've noticed, specific days where you will advertise specific days for veterans to come in, which they cannot at any day. But
Sure,
you have specific days that you're just going to focus on any needs or any programs they may benefit from, because you and I both know most of them aren't aware of what's out there, correct?
We established a partnership with the federal government and the Veterans Administration at the federal level for a representative to come in once a month and work hand in hand with veterans, the people who have not received their benefits, the people who have been waiting in limbo, or the people who just don't understand how they can get the benefits that they are entitled to. Yes, I am a state office, but we do work a little bit on the federal side of things, because my goal when I got elected is I wanted to try to be a one-stop shop for everybody. Even if we couldn't physically help you in the office, we wanted to at least be able to connect the dots for you. And I think that we've done a good job at doing that. I know that we've had nothing but positive response with the Veterans Assistance Program, and I'm looking forward to continuing doing that in the future.
Well, I'm glad. I'm really glad you're doing that, because I know I've done programs, too, on different veterans programs. And I always like to get the word out, too. Many of them they come back and they're too proud maybe to even ask for help or to see what's available. So it's great that you're doing something.
And we're doing this,
stepping up
and
to
they
the
can
plate.
call and make an appointment, or they can show up. We're very. I try to be as hands-on as possible with the community, and I hope that people see that we're doing that.
Well, you are, believe me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now, you're home we're taping this now in July. It'll be shown throughout, of course, the year. But at this point, Ryan, you are home for the summer. What do you plan on focusing on right now?
Well, I would like to say we're home for the summer and recess, but when we're back in the district, we are way busier than we are down at the Capitol. There's meetings that you have to go through. There's events that you have to go through. It's a constant push and pull, and you have to be everywhere. And that's part of the job, and I can appreciate that. However, because of some recent changes to the fiscal code, we probably are going to be back in session relatively soon here to finalize the fiscal code, because we just passed the budget. However, the budget is good and well. You can have a budget, but you can't have a budget without the fiscal code, because that's that's where the money comes from in order to
Okay.
appropriate the dollars that
All right.
that you just passed in the budget. So Pennsylvania currently does not have one at this point, and we'll be back next week to address those problems. We thought we passed one, but apparently it wasn't good enough for the governor. So
Oh, I'll tell you, you do. You work really hard. You always have an annual senior fair, don't you? Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well,
because I'm usually there. And
yes.
It is top
You know,
notch.
traditionally there's been senior fairs that have happened in the 3rd District. Last year was our first senior fair, and I'm proud to say that we had nearly 1,500 people there. It was record attendance, the largest senior fair in northwestern Pennsylvania, and I'm happy. That was for the first one. I don't think we did too bad of a job on that one, and we're having another one this year on August 25th at the Tom Ridge Environmental Center, and it starts at 9 and it goes to noon, and we have dozens of vendors. It's going to be bigger and better than last year, and we're looking forward to having another record turnout.
Now, if the time has passed and you're watching this, it is annual. So you usually try and have it at the end of August every year.
End of the summer.
Okay, and that's our kickoff to fall.
Right.
I know.
We're kicking off the fall.
That's right. I know if Representative Bizzarro's senior fair is coming up, that's it. My summer's done, and I better get to the Peninsula at least one more time.
At least one more.
But I have been to the fair that you had last year. Did a great job.
Thank you. My staff worked really hard on putting that
I
together.
know.
I had a lot of help and assistance doing that, and honestly, I couldn't do the job that I'm currently doing without them. I have a wonderful staff, and I couldn't ask for better people in that office.
That's another thing. Also, viewers, if you do call Ryan's office and he isn't in, because of course he is busy. He's back and forth to Harrisburg. He's taking care of business for us. That's what he's doing. Anyone that you reach at his staff, phenomenal. They are so helpful. And like he said, even if they don't know an answer, the reason I work so well with his staff is because we're all alike. If I don't know the answer, I'm like a dog with bone, and I am going to find that answer, and I'm going to get you on the right direction.
Right.
And that's what it's all about when you're there for public service.
You try. It's I got into this because I have a genuine interest in people and their well-being, and I wanted to see this area go in a different direction. And I think that so far, my team has been able to help me do that. Yes, we really aren't supposed to get really too involved with the federal issues, but we're willing to go out there and we're willing to help at least connect those dots, so we're not leaving you in limbo. We'll be that first defense mechanism for you.
And I'm glad you're doing that too, especially, like I said, with the veterans. In fact, I was surprised when I first saw that because, like you said, veterans is federal, but you're a state representative. But I'm going to tell you, you think outside the box.
You have to. There's no box.
You
We
do.
don't even
That's
we don't
right.
even have a box. We get rid of the box and we just do the job.
That's what I like to hear. I do want to mention with the senior fair, the vendors. It's called a senior fair, but you pretty much have vendors, something for everyone. Can you tell us about some of the vendors that are going to be on board this year?
Well, my staff has really been handling that. Sean Calhoun in my office has really been the lead coordinator for that, so he knows exactly every vendor that's out there. We have vendors from Martin Duskus to UPMC to Highmark. You name it, they're going to be there.
That's right. They've got Social Security.
everything.
Right.
And we're going to be there too, offering. Essentially, we're setting up our office at the senior fair for the morning. So if you have any other state-related questions or any matters that need addressed in the Commonwealth, we're going to be there. We're going to be there to help you out.
Ryan, how often do you get home that you can just kick back and enjoy your family? I mean, I know you're busy.
Almost,
But how often?
Occasionally on the holidays, because you are pushed and pulled on the holidays, expected to go to events and make certain appearances, and I can appreciate that. I like that, and that comes with the job. But it's challenging. I don't get to see them as much as I'd like to, but again, I knew what I was getting into, so I can't. There's not a legitimate complaint there.
Ryan, speaking about knowing what you were getting into, of course, I've known your family and I've known you for many years. What really was the deciding factor? You said you wanted to see another direction, but how did, politics get in your blood and running for office? How did that happen?
I've been around it for so long, and it was after I got involved in a race in 2008. I didn't stop from there. I just got involved then at a local level, and I kept going and going and going, and I ran the former rep's campaign in 2010, so I was familiar with the district, familiar with the people's needs, and just thought it was a good fit when the seat became vacant. So I took the natural progression was to run for the seat. You know, I never imagined doing this so young. I mean, I was 26 when I got elected. I'm 28 now, going up for my second term of running for re-election. And I never envisioned doing it at this age. I always envisioned myself really working for someone who shared the same ideals as I did. But when it's your time, it's your time. Timing's everything.
And I do want to mention, too, Ryan, you have to run, it's a 2-year term, correct?
Every other year.
So you would think, all right, like that second year, he's going to be focusing all on re-election. That's not how Ryan does it.
You can't.
He's not stopping, you know.
Can't. I didn't get involved in this for politics.
No.
I got in this for public service.
You keep your focus on the people, on the issues.
You have to.
What you want to do.
You have to.
Yes, you're running for office, you know, every other year. But you don't
taking care of business is my top priority.
Exactly. And I do want to point that out, too, because, I mean, I've noticed that from you. And
we're still very busy, still boots on the ground, doing things in the community, and we're just going to continue to do the job, and whatever happens in November happens. You know, I'm certainly going to work hard on both ends, but you know, ultimately it's going to be the decision of the majority of 65,000 people that I represent.
65,000. Oh boy, you got to cross to bear,
Yeah.
and you do it well, though.
Right.
You really do.
So
You
went from every job I've had, you know, 1 or 2 bosses. Now I have 65,000 people who are my
65,000.
boss. So I'm at the mercy of the masses.
Your office, you have an office here in Erie. Where is it located?
We have an office here in Erie. It's on the corner of 12th and Peninsula and the plaza right behind CVS, the Peninsula Plaza. The address is 1101 Peninsula Drive. We're in Suite 209 right next to Frankie and May Grocer. And I couldn't ask for a better office. When we moved it there, it's the second most highly trafficked intersection in northwestern PA. It was just a natural fit for us. And you know, we're able to do things in that office that you traditionally couldn't do in a legislative office. We're going to be doing Alzheimer's screenings. We do flu shots. We have community events in there. I mean, it's a good space for us, and it's a good space for the community.
It is. There's always great parking. Really, and plus while they're there, they can view stop in some other stores, some
Sure.
local vendors. You know, keep it local,
and
right?
It's conveniently located, you know. It's a convenience factor.
So also, our residents, now they know where you are. Can you let our residents know maybe some of the programs that you do provide in your office?
We provide many programs
you
in
do.
the office. I mean, we have this brochure right here. It's we entitle it "Working for You," and it you know, it gives a list of our most frequent services. I'm just going to list off a couple that I know we do right off. We do car registrations, special tags, duplicate titles and license applications, disability plates and placards. Obviously, we do our PACE cards for the senior citizens, property tax and rent rebates. That's another very important one. We also partner with the Department of Treasury, and we do unclaimed property. This is a really great program because often people don't know that they have money that they've earned at some point in their life, and it's held up in the Treasury. When we partnered with Treasurer McCord's office, I didn't realize I even had money waiting.
Did you? My daughter did too.
When I did retail.
Right.
And I think this week we just helped somebody get $7,600 that they didn't know was coming to them.
Gosh, how wonderful.
You know, it's a great program. We do a lot of it. We get the money back into the hands of the people that have earned it in the first place. So it's another one of the common things that we do. And also we do things with the fishing and boating, Fish and Game Commission.
What do you do for them?
We provide information. The constituents need information for them. We help process some of their paperwork. If you need a criminal background check, we help you get that through. We do a lot of things that the community doesn't really know that we do, but we're there. And plus we provide free notary service. One of the few offices that do that.
I know. I know. I think it's wonderful. I send people down there to you for anything that they might need. Questions. You do a lot of, I don't want to say PennDOT work, but if people have questions.
We do so much PennDOT work.
I know you do.
And it's one of the main things that the office does. And
Right.
they do a really good job at it. And if anybody has any questions or anything PennDOT related or any of the other state service related, they could certainly call at any time, and we'll be more than happy to help with them. I mean, the number is 814-835-2880, and we're there Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30, except on Wednesday we're there till 6 o'clock in case you're working and you need to come in, and we'll handle you on Wednesday if you need to come in a little later.
Okay, handicap placard applications.
We see quite a few of those.
Okay, because they'll come to me and they'll want to fill it out, and I'll say you can mail it in, or you can take it to Representative Bizzarro's office, and you'll get it a lot quicker.
We
correct?
usually, our turnaround is a lot quicker if it comes from our office versus if people do it independently. Then that's on anything.
Exactly. Because, like I'll see them, they'll say, well, geez, I'm having surgery tomorrow and I need this. Well, I can't get it for you tomorrow.
I don't know if we can get it in 24 hours, but we can sure get a really quick turnaround for you.
So I'll send them down to you.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I think it's like 6 weeks that they would have to wait for that.
It helps that I have a veteran staff member in Harrisburg. I mean, she's been down there for 28 years, so she's been down there as long as I've been born, and she knows her way around and is able to really get things on the move for us, and I can appreciate that.
What about the license plates? Can they apply for
They can do everything.
disabled license plates?
They can do that in our office. We are a one-stop shop for all your state government concerns.
Okay, and also PACE.
PACE.
Now, that is a state program also. You want to tell our viewers a little bit about the PACE program?
That's geared towards seniors, and of course, in our office, Julie really works with the PACE program, and I think we had a couple cases yesterday that we did. Sometimes that could be a challenging program to navigate your way through at the state level, and we've had a lot of success doing that. We just try to be there.
But I'll tell you, the state has a lot of great programs that are funded by the lottery, though, and that's where you mentioned the property tax rent rebate. And if you have any questions on eligibility, you can always give his office a call. I mean, I work with them too. You can call my
There's
office.
certain criteria that you have to follow in order to be eligible to receive your property tax or rent rebate, and my office will go over everything with you from the paperwork from start to finish. We'll make sure you get your money if and when you qualify.
Now, birth certificate applications, you do that too?
We do that too.
Holy cow.
That's something a little new, but our office opted to do that, and that could be a challenging one, but that's what we're there to do. I wanted to be a one-stop shop for everything, and we're trying our best to do that.
And it's true. If people have any questions on anything state-related, Ryan, I don't have all the answers. So I do send them to your office, and I'm really glad that you're in Millcreek here, right down the road, and it's easy access for our residents.
It is. You can't miss us. We're in the Peninsula Plaza, 1101 Peninsula Drive, and if you ever need anything state-related, please come and see us. I can't tell you how much we appreciate people coming in and giving us feedback, both good and bad, of the job that they think I'm doing or at the job that my staff's doing. We definitely appreciate it, and we definitely appreciate working for you.
Ryan, thank you so much again for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you again for having me. I'm so glad we were able to connect.
I know. Viewers, if you have any questions or something that we've mentioned, maybe even one of the bills that Ryan's been talking about, you have any questions, please feel free. Give his office a call or even stop down. They would be glad to hear from you. And like I said, they're a wealth of information. Give them a call. And your website, you also have a great website.
Yes, pahouse.com/Bizzarro. You can, we're open there 24/7. We get quite a few requests in late hours of the night, and we handle those first thing in the morning. So we do a lot on the web, either through our official site or through my Facebook site. We do a lot of constituent service work through there.
And I was going to mention Facebook.
Facebook.
He's on Facebook.
Facebook.com/RyanForPA. You can message me, message the office anytime there, and we will get back to you.
Plus, there's daily postings, so you're keeping up with what's going on in your office, what programs, what activities you have planned.
I liked, of course, we can't post everything because there's just so much that goes on. But I mean, you get a good glimpse of what a state representative does, not only in Harrisburg but in the community and I try to keep people as informed as possible.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
You really do. Again,
you so
Ryan,
much.
thank you. Viewers, give them a call, stop in their office. They'd love to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.